Arturs Silovs, the first star of the game. Spoiler alert.
Yep. Well, back-to-back shutouts will get that for you. Ty Mueller better be second star because he was all over the ice tonight, not just getting in the goal, but like blocking shots, throwing hits, making forechecks, winning face-offs. Like he's the face-off guy, right? Like being thrown out there, get off the ice as soon as you win the face-off. Like, oh man, tight game. Neither team really giving much of anything. Abbotsford was able to get to the middle a lot more. I mean, you talked about it in the first intermission, but when you look at the end of the game, the shot charts, I mean, Colorado's all perimeter, except for a couple, maybe 2 or 3 from the middle. Abbotsford, pretty much everything from the inside. So it's, good job by Trent Miner. He's a hell of a young goaltender. He's had a really solid season, so just more of the same from him. Really strong effort defensively by the Canucks. Nice cutoff again there by Mancini. Man, he reads the play well in his own end. Multiple times he cut off some cross seam passes, and then that one late in the game there to skate it down for the empty netter. Just all around really, really strong game from both teams. Really good job by the penalty kill to kill off that softy late there. Tynan going down like a glass house there by Carlson's getting 2-on-1, shoves one of the guys down. He goes down and suddenly he's out there on the power play. And you can tell exactly what type of hockey player he is by the chin strap.
Yeah.
Right? The way he wears his chin strap like here.
And how his visor
it's not holding his helmet on, and he's got the visor up, right? He's ready to go. Yeah. Right? If he's gonna get in a fight, that helmet's coming off. So
Tynan looks more like there's two short people standing on top of each other's shoulders, right? Like that kind of, he's got like almost no neck sort of thing. Like he might just be two toddlers. Maybe that's why he went down so easy when he got popped in the nose.
Well, career AHLer too, right? Yeah. So he knows the ropes of the playoffs. I think they said it was his 64th Calder Cup playoff game. So that's a lot of playoff games in the AHL. So, overall pretty good game. You can see Colorado likes to take some cheap shots, and we'll have to keep an eye on the way they kind of were targeting Lekkerimäki with some slashes and some cross checks and some big hits. I would expect the Canucks to be taking some numbers. Kara, Wu, those guys like to get physical. Blais likes to throw his weight around. He did it all game again. So yeah, saw lots of good things. Step 1 is winning game 1. Step 2 is going to be taking the second one at home. That'd be the ultimate goal, is to get out Abbotsford up 2-0. And then you go down, you have 3 chances to beat Colorado at home. And given the way the season series is gone, I would expect the odds to be heavily in the Canucks' favor. Even now, just winning game 1 in a 5-game series, winning game 1 is so huge.
Yeah, to start off on the right foot in that kind of a fashion, holding your opponent to no goals is pretty much as good as it can get, especially in such a tight game. But you're right, that penalty kill is solid. Like there's passes that are getting blocked, good active sticks, and then just getting the puck all the way down the ice. Like that last one too, I think it was Hirose, just high off the glass, perfectly placed all the way down the ice, no problem.
Yeah, remain perfect through the playoffs thus far. You can see that they play the way we used to watch Mel Holtra play, right? Everyone gives 100%. If a guy goes for a shot, you better do everything in your power to get in front of that shot, because you're a team, and you see it. Every single guy sells out their body for the blocked shot or getting in the passing lanes. They are all being physical, throwing hits. Even Lekkerimäki trying to get in there after he got hit, didn't shy away, right? Like all these guys stand up for each other. They work hard together. Every single guy is giving 110%. There is no passengers on this team at all. and they're a joy to watch because they're so young. Like they are, I think the fifth youngest. I've said it 1,000 times probably, the fifth youngest AHL team this season. And so to see them doing what they're doing and having that kind of chemistry, like this is why I've been singing Manny Malholtra's praises as a head coach. I mean, you look at the product and what he's been able to do with these very young prospects, and also given the season that Abbotsford had because of the season that Vancouver had. So, I mean, it's why I've been so excited about the prospect of him being the head coach of the Vancouver Canucks, and honestly, it could be in the future as well. Like, I'm gonna give Foot the best chance possible, right? Like, I'm being optimistic. I'm a good fan, right? I'm gonna be happy. I'm obviously I don't want him to fail, but in the event that he doesn't work out, we do have Manny here ready to go, and hopefully he continues with our prospects next year. And then if Foot doesn't work out, Manny can step in.
Yeah. And I mean, that's the thing too, is with Foot as the defensive defenseman, we're all a little worried that his offensive skills might not be there. But a guy like Malhotra seems to have his team firing on all cylinders. He is literally getting shots exactly from where Rick Tocchet wanted the Vancouver Canucks to get shot from. So how is he able to get his team to buy in on that? Or is it just a matter of the people that he has playing for it? Or is it his system?
I think it's a little of both, but it's also putting the right guys in the right positions and utilizing line chemistry. He doesn't have Lekkerimäki out there with Sammy Blais and Jujhar Khaira. He's got his top line guys working together, and then he's got his checking line out there, and then he's got his second line, and then he's got his fourth line grinders. Like everyone has a role, and they're confident in that role because they're being coached specifically in that role. They're not being put everywhere up and down the lineup and being told you need to play this way and all 12 of you are going to play exactly this way. No, there's a system and we're going to play this system and your skill set is going to fit within this system in this way. And that is the big, huge difference between the Rick Tocchet system and the Manny Malhotra system.
So
They're
Rick
not
Tocchet,
trying to take people who they aren't and make them someone else.
Rick Tockett's the guy who buys a puzzle and then cuts the pieces so they fit where he wants them to.
Exactly. That's a great analogy. Great analogy. I mean, the way they were talking about Pedersen, how they were trying to reprogram him. You don't reprogram a guy who got 100 points. You just try and make him confident again.
Mm-hmm.
You try and fix him. You don't try and reprogram him. You make him more confident.
So with Lekkerimäki, he did take a little slash to the wrist there. Almost thought he might have to leave the game there for a minute. What's your level of concern for him moving into game two?
We'll keep an eye on it. Obviously, if he's out of the lineup in game two, it's a little bit of a concern, but we do have plenty of reinforcements, obviously. Still have Klimovich, who's out with a bit of an injury. We got Ratu's out with a bit of an injury. Niels Oman's out with injury. So, I mean, there's some big names that can step in if they get healthy in time for game two or game three. It was nice to see he took the last 5 minutes of the second period. I think he went to the dressing room, but was back out there for the third. So clearly the cortisone shot worked, and the pain had been numbed enough to go back out there and finish the game. But we'll see how he feels in the morning. Obviously, once the adrenaline wears down and the swelling and everything sets in, you never know how it's going to be in 24, 48 hours. So come Sunday, we might see a little lineup change there, but if not, I would definitely expect a closer eye being kept on him by the rest of the team, like some of the bigger guys. Obviously, not going to let the Eagles continue to take liberties with him because he is who he is. Would like to see him kind of get going a little more, but obviously these are the tough games and he's never been in these types of games before. A lot of these guys haven't. So it's going to take him a bit because he did miss a few games there with injury. This is the first game he's played in a while. So um, overall liked what I saw, given that he was limited to some ice time a little bit because of some penalty kill stuff, and then obviously missed some time with the hurt wrist there. But I really think I think it was a good thing that he was back out there for the third. I'm not too worried that he's going to miss too much time.
Yeah. If he was going to miss the next game, he probably wouldn't have played any much in this game, right?
Yeah.
We can confirm after we already know that Arturs Silovs was the first star. Ty Mueller was the second star.
Aha.
And Trent Miner was given the other third star, which is pretty much as good as it gets, I think.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Pretty much what I would have done.
Yeah. It's easy on nights like this.
Yeah. It's true.
Arturs Silovs back in form, looking like he was against Nashville. This is now his third shutout of the playoffs so far. Two of them were in shutout game or in closeout games, and then this one's in the first game of the series. Is it just confidence for him, or has he changed anything about his game that you've noticed?
A little bit of confidence. Obviously, there was some issues early in the playoffs. I had talked about him giving up a few soft goals from distance, but this week off looks like he maybe worked with Justin Pogge a little bit on tracking the puck better through traffic. He looked bigger, just kind of getting better positionally throughout the playoffs, which also comes with confidence. You feel the game comes a little more natural. You don't really have to think it, and you are hitting your spots with your kickoffs side to side, and you're challenging the right angles and things like that. But yeah, we'll have to see here. 120 straight minutes without a goal given up by Arturs Silovs. So hopefully he can keep that going into well into Sunday evening.
Big Mac 133. Anything Dusty has to say about his golf tour and how that BS went?
That was actually good. Some good came out of some bad there. I had a good conversation with the general manager of that golf course a few days later. Unfortunately, he still tried to kind of make the onus be on myself or the golf tour to call ahead, and I had to use it's unfortunate that when you have to make analogies for a lot of people to understand, you have to resort to racial analogies, but it seems to be the one thing that everyone can relate to. I just simply said to him, if I owned a golf course and you showed up one day and I said, "Sorry, sir, there's no Asians allowed on the golf course today." But if you had phoned me 3 days ago, I could have informed the membership and my staff, and maybe we could have got you out here or made an exception for you on that day, and you would have had to leave. How would you have felt? Would you have felt like an equal human being, or would you have felt like less of a person and embarrassed and belittled? And that finally helped him understand what many disabled people go through every day, because we are the most forgotten minority on the planet. So to help people understand, and after that he understood. He changed his tone and said, "Okay, like, I get it. We as a golf course need to have a better policy for persons with disabilities and be ready." And I said, "Abs." And they advertise that golf's for everyone, and they sponsor some tee times for the Special Olympics and stuff. And I said, you had an opportunity in that moment to stand up to the values that you've advertised on your social media, and you failed. So he vowed to do better. I'm gonna go back there and actually play some golf with him, and have a good day, and finally bury the hatchet and move forward. And hopefully they've learned from this, and someone like me won't have to go through something like that again at a golf course. Or maybe other golf courses are listening to, and they'll start changing their policies as well.
That's awesome. Thanks for the update, Dustin. And thank you, Big Mac, for the dono to ask the question.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
One last thing I wanted to ask you about the game tonight. Are you expecting kind of a similar feel moving to the next one now that everyone's kind of back on the same page? Or are you expecting it to be maybe a little more wide open, a little better passing to start the game? on Sunday?
I think it'll be a little bit more of the same, but also emotions in the AHL seem to carry over and boil over a lot faster than in the NHL and a lot more aggressively. We'll see how much of the video a lot of these guys watch and how many receipts they decide they need to hand out. We've seen it in a couple rounds where game two's been pretty physical. So we'll see what happens on Sunday, but we have the big boys to play that type of game and stand up for our younger guys. So I would expect in the first 5 minutes probably a fight. That seems to be pretty much a pattern in these playoffs, not just with the Abbotsford Canucks, but playoff wide. The second game, for whatever reason, it just seems like people got to get some stuff off their chest, and then for the rest of the series, it's just kind of game on. But given the fact that the Eagles had a lot of close games against San Jose, this was kind of the way they play. They try and win games, 1-0, 2-1. We'll see if they get if they start getting carried away and end up in the penalty box a little too much. Abbotsford can very easily put 4 or 5 up on the scoreboard on them. So I just hope Abbotsford brings more of the same. They play a little more disciplined, no bench minors or anything like that, to let the Eagles play themselves into a 2-0 series deficit.
Perfect. So we are going to be live on Sunday. I don't know if you're what your plans are, but if you're going to be available, we'd love to have you come on for during the Abbey Canucks game on Sunday.
I'd be happy to be here.
Perfect.
I wouldn't let you down.
Anything you want to say to chat before I let you go for the night?
Oh, thank you as always for the questions, chat, and your crazy banter throughout the game. Like it's entertaining as hell to watch how freaking sideways it goes sometimes. You guys keep me entertained and smiling, and I love being here and appreciate you guys wanting me here. So enjoy the rest of your weekends. We will see everyone Sunday night, and Russ, have a good one.
Nothing is perfect.